Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching the Cypress Sports Show, brought to you by Coach's Corner, your go-to spot before and after the game. I'm Jeff Russell here with Marissa Slevcove. Today, we're going to talk CIF playoffs. Little different outlook this time, but we are going to bring on Orange County Register's Steve Fryer. We're always happy to have him on the show. Get some insight into the brackets and kind of how things shake out, and then we'll check in on the boys' soccer bracket specifically. Take a look at how that plays out. We'll obviously check in our Destination Jiu-Jitsu segment with Kruisin with Krebs, of course. So we'll check in with Marissa and see what's going on in her segment this week. Coach, we finished up the winter season, regular season. We do have some playoff stuff going on. And then, man, we're going to jump right into the spring. It's going to be busy, and we already got issues with some weather coming up. So
of course, it's baseball season, softball season, so here comes the rain. As we finish up winter sports, boys basketball team lost to Canyon last week, 64-56 in the third place tiebreak game in the Crestview League. That was for the final spot automatic qualifier in Crestview last Wednesday night at Sunny Hills. Despite tying for second place with Canyon and La Habra, we lost the tiebreak and were the fourth representative from the Crestview League. Unfortunately, our league only takes 3 automatic qualifiers into the CIF playoffs, and we were on the outside looking in for boys basketball. We did not get an at-large spot, despite going 18-11, being ranked 32nd in all of the southern section. There'll be no playoffs for the boys this year. Regardless, the boys played their butts off. They competed. Coach Mitchell and the guys did a great job. Unfortunately, the system was not in our favor. Boys soccer finished third in the North Hills League and will play in CIF for the first time in 3 years and just the fourth time since 2012. So congratulations to Coach Anton and the boys for finishing and qualifying for CIF. They head to Downey on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. The game was originally scheduled for Thursday, but we moved it up to Wednesday to try to avoid the heavy rain coming, so we're playing Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Good luck, guys. Wrestling, boys and girls wrestling participated in league finals on Saturday. The boys had 7 individuals qualify for CIF this coming Saturday and Friday and Saturday. Vince Partington won the 144-pound division at league. He's the champion. Dylan Tinian, Lincoln Chun were runners-up, and Xander Zimmer, Tainoa Allen, Ian Kaleha, and Jackson Sierra all qualified for CIF. Congratulations, guys. That was no easy task in the Century Conference. The girls are also heading to CIF this weekend for individuals, and we are sending 13 girls to San Dimas to participate. Way to go, Coach Norris and ladies. And finally, in cheer and song, they head to the USA Nationals this weekend in Anaheim, and they have a big send-off show in the gym on Wednesday night for their final preparations in front of family and friends. Good luck to Coach Sierra, Annalise, and all the girls competing this weekend.
all right. Well, hey, we got that going on. We got spring coming up. Coach Iman had the alumni track meet on Saturday, which I hear was a great success. Today, we're filming on Tuesday. Coach Iman's birthday today as well, so happy birthday to Coach Iman. So
49 again.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing that. All right, it is time for our Destination Jiu-Jitsu segment, Kruisin with Krebs. Marissa, where are you at?
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Doing great. How about you guys?
Good. You have a good 3-day weekend?
Oh, it was lovely. Got to catch up on some sleep.
Nice. What do we have this week?
So this week we have, if you could be an athlete in any other sport, what would it be and why? So I know a lot of times, like for me personally, like I'm like, dang, if I didn't do volleyball, what sport would I have done instead, you know? So kind of getting everyone's perspective on that. I know cheer kind of got their look back on John Short for the whole baseball thing. So they were like, oh, I could easily do softball or baseball because you could easily hit a ball and like all this stuff. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, kind of getting everyone's input on, you know, what they would do in their alternate life or something.
Which sport has the best athletes overall? Most athletic athlete?
Probably basketball.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably up there for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think volleyball tops everyone.
Yeah.
You think?
Always.
Really?
Definitely.
Why?
Of course.
Volleyball is just the best sport. Come on now. It's so entertaining. It doesn't take a lot to like understand what's going on. And
No,
it's super
bump
fun.
set spike. Pretty
Yeah,
easy.
exactly. It's super entertaining. It's super fun and energetic all the time.
All right.
So yeah. All right, let's check it out.
It's time for Kruisin with Krebs. I'm here with Hannah on water polo. Okay, I'm here with Abby Allen, she does cheer. I'm here with Isabel Aguilar on volleyball. Okay, I'm here with Imani and she does cheer. Okay, I'm here with Ariane on song. I'm here with Brooklyn on cheer. Okay, I'm here with Ella and she does wrestling. I'm here with Omar and he does soccer as well. And the question is, if you could be an athlete in any other sport, what would it be and why?
I would choose swim because I want abs.
I would be on song so I could be a pretty dancer.
I'd be on color guard so I can look majestic with my flag.
I would pick football because I can be jacked.
I would probably do baseball because it's not that hard to hit a ball and run in a square.
I would do football so I could tackle people.
All the freshmen got crushes on them.
I would do cheer so I can wear makeup and have a cute little uniform.
They have a lot of aura. I don't know why, but
I'd be like basketball, so I'd be like 6'4", nonchalant, and get all the heads.
like the teachers like them a lot, so I feel like that would benefit me.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, today we welcome Orange County Register's sports reporter Steve Fryer to the program.
Hello again.
Thanks for being here.
Good to see you guys.
This is an annual event. We're lucky. You do this for anyone else?
No, because you guys pay me the most.
Very good. I'm glad. We gotta make sure.
Actually,
we
the only
gotta
ones
be
who
wild.
pay me. Actually, you don't pay me.
keep that. We pay you with love and respect. That's
Whatever.
more than most
Yeah.
people
It's
do.
more than I get at home.
Right?
We tried to set
Yeah.
up, do the thing where you leave a gift basket for
Yeah.
Mr. Fryer when he comes to a game, and
It's
then
true.
he says,
Yeah,
"I don't need it. I don't need it."
You guys
Take
are
it back.
both married guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happily
I've,
married.
I've been married. It'll be 42 years this July. So people ask, how do you stay married 42 years? And I say, well, twice a week my wife and I go out, for good dinner, nice music, nice room, and all that. Twice a week. I go on Tuesdays. She goes on Fridays.
I was just gonna ask, where is she right now?
She's in Mexico.
And you're here, so there you go. There's the secrets.
She's
the
in
secrets we
Mexico.
don't know
Big
about.
business. A lot of money.
Well, normally when we have you on, we're going to break down the bracket, specifically the boys basketball bracket.
Yeah.
But we're going to jump into the drama right away.
Sure.
The Cypress basketball team, we're not complaining about it, but they didn't make
You
the playoffs.
should.
We're not complainers. It is what it is. But
sir.
we want to get some insight, right?
Okay.
The CIF Southern section is always going to say, CIF member schools vote, right? They always take a back seat of like, hey, we didn't do this. The member schools voted.
Correct.
And they voted for a system.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were talking earlier, Slevcove will get into this. Yes, we voted for this ranking system to determine kind of the playoffs, but not necessarily how the rankings are working out. So, ultimately, how's it working out? Like, some things are good,
Yeah.
right? But it didn't quite work out specifically in the division Cypress was in. And I know there's other divisions, and I know even in the boys soccer division, there were teams that didn't make the playoffs.
Sure.
As at-larges within that.
Yeah.
As a whole, how do you feel like this is working out?
There's always been gripes. I mean, you coached at this school for a lot of years.
Yep.
Mark, you've been around athletics a long time too. And even back when it was just a committee, an advisory committee, sorting out the divisions, all that, there was always complaints that somebody's up too high, somebody's too low, somebody's not in. There's always like that enrollment-based thing too we had for a while, where Laguna Beach was always going to be in 4AA
Yeah.
with Price and whatever sort of schools that emphasize basketball. And they had poor, Laguna Beach, really good, great coach, Brett Fleming.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
they were couldn't get to where they should have been. So, there was always, that's an example of where there was always problems. When everybody voted, and it was 79-8 at the council meeting, that we're going to go with a computerized system to sort out teams and place them in divisions and seed them within those divisions. Somebody should have asked, okay, what system are we going to use? and what are they going to do, and how they're going to weigh things. Strength of schedule is weighed way too much. Okay, so you had all these teams got slid up because of strength of schedule, overemphasized in my mind, into Division One. So you're going to have all these really badass automatic qualifiers, really great teams, and not enough room for some really good at large teams. You know, to me, Cypress, if I was to sort it out just by eyeballing it, Cypress would be like 2A, 2AA, something like that. But in Division One, you had so many automatic qualifiers and so many really good at large teams. Modern Day isn't a large team,
Right.
you know? 24 CIF championships on their resume, and they're an at-large team, so they got slid up into there too. And there just wasn't going to be enough room for some really good at-large contenders. I mean, Foothill went 1-7 in league, still good enough to be a playoff team. And you see like a team that's 500. Okay, there's 516 teams that play Southern Section basketball. Team number 508 is in the playoffs. Cypress is at number 32. It's not in the playoffs. That's messed up.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Ihara at Western.
Yeah.
And he says the same thing. And he's not knocking his team or anything, but he's like, how in the world do I get in? And I think he was a 3. He came in like second or third in their league.
Second.
So he was an automatic one in his division. But he's like, hey, we're not as good, but probably as Cypress.
No way, they're
And
not
yet
as good as Cypress.
They're not.
Yeah, God bless Joe. He's a great coach.
He's
right?
a great coach, but even he's saying Cypress, they're
Yeah,
not going to make
yeah.
the playoffs, and we are.
Yeah,
There's-
go ahead.
There were some schools in those lower divisions that played 14 games, 16 games.
Yeah.
Right. We're filling our 28 games. We're doing everything everything we can to be as good as possible.
Yeah.
And some teams getting in the playoffs that playing half the games they could.
What you don't want is teams going, hey, I'm in Division One. I'm not gonna bust through that group. Maybe I should like schedule so I go 14-14. I drop down to 3AA or 3A or 2A or whatever,
Right.
and then I can get in. You don't want teams losing games.
Right.
Well, and
You know,
that's-
And that
that's
came up with
messed
girls water
up.
polo this
Absolutely.
year, that there were some teams that potentially were doing that. They weren't playing
They're seniors or
their
whatever.
seniors,
yeah.
they were playing underclassmen that shouldn't have been there. And we
Yeah.
don't want a system where we're not trying to be our best. That's not the right system either.
That's all messed up.
And if
We just can't have that happen.
Yeah, if you're
No
doing
way.
that, you're not throwing the game, you're playing your subs, right? Because you know that you're going to get in there in the playoffs no matter what, but you lose and you drop a division.
Right.
I mean, does it benefit a team anymore to play a top schedule?
You're right.
Like,
right.
at all? I mean,
yeah.
at this point,
yeah,
why?
that's a mess. That's a mess. So nobody, we knew that football was going to go with Cal Preps, who's now called HS Ratings, and we've been looking at them because they started in 2001. So we've had a chance to like look at how they rank teams and how they rate teams, and everybody's going, I like their numbers. They're pretty good. This is legit. And they project who's going to beat who, their percentage of getting stuff right is pretty nice. So we all knew, because football's the tail that wags the dog and the whole thing. So we all knew that Cal Preps was doing a very credible job of it. But we didn't know who was going to do it. It was, okay, is Max Preps going to do it? Is it going to be Massey Ratings? It's going to be Colleague Royalty is who's doing it. When I heard Colleague Royalty, I was thinking, I loved Lassie when I was a kid. That's a good show.
Right.
Save Timmy from the well and all that stuff. But I didn't know what this thing was, and I don't think anybody knew how they were going to do it. So we voted for something. Okay, we're going to do this thing. All right, now you guys figure out. We've given you the car. You figure out how to drive it.
Well, and that's why I think it comes in with
messed
CIF
up.
sometimes when they say the schools voted, it's almost a cop-out. It's like a principal who gives a survey to the teachers, right?
Yeah.
You get the survey to get input, but you still got to help make decisions. And now CIF's saying, hey, well, we didn't, this is what you guys voted for.
Yeah.
We have advisory boards. We have assistant commissioners to help create some sort of a proper balanced bracket system. I mean,
Yeah.
what happened? Where do we go from here?
Right.
How do we fix the problem?
I'm sort of going to play CIF advocate here.
Yeah, for sure.
And but I would say, to me, as an objective guy on the outside of it, you guys are inside the CIF Southern Section Office inside. Me as a guy looking from the outside looking in, I'm thinking, probably should ask, okay, if we do this thing, who's gonna do this, and how's it gonna look, and can we get like some sort of, okay, let's take, you're gonna use this Collie royalty ratings. Let's see how this would apply to the 2023-24 season.
Yeah.
What would it look like? And then we could say, oh man, look at, this would have been, we're not going to do it, or they're going to do it. Let's de-emphasize this and emphasize that. Now, going forward, 2025-26 season, are we going to use the Collie? Are we as is the group going to use the Collie royalty system in the 25-26 season? Okay. Or is it like messed up? Okay, no, we're not going to use it. What are we going to use? Well, this one was the best one.
Right.
I talked to Jerry DeFavis over there at the CF Southern Section, assistant commissioner in charge of management of basketball. I talked to him, and he goes, this is, we looked at some of these, and it wasn't good. This looked like the best one. And the Coaches Advisory Committee, which is a group of like 12, 20 people that are really good.
Yep.
And they said, nah, this is the one we're going to use. So, okay, let's say we go, well, Collie's the best one. Now, if you're going to go to the Collie people and say, we used you, but we think you should de-emphasize this and that. The Collie people go, no, we've been doing this forever. We're not going to change our systems because you don't dig it. Everybody else likes it. What do you do? How are you going to work this out? What's the move for the 25-26 season? I'm very curious to see how that's going to roll out.
Yeah, certainly the strength of schedule this year is emphasized a great deal, right?
Yeah.
Everyone in the Mission League is in Division I. Everyone in the Treaty League is Division I. Everyone in the Crestview League is Division I, even if you went 4-4 or 1-7.
Yeah.
And in our conference, we're supposed to realign within our conference based on the CIF rankings. I can tell you what boys basketball is never going to do.
Right.
It's never going to realign within the conference. So we have this system of equity within our conference and a system of equity within CIF, and there's not going to be any wiggle room, any change for us.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, because I'm here at Cypress, and Ryan Gov, King Birdsong, Hayden Roberts, those guys can play.
Yeah.
And those guys did everything the right way to get themselves in this opportunity to get in the tournament. Derek Mitchell, one of the best coaches around. Every coach in that league respects the heck out of your guy, and they love him. 4 out of the 5 coaches in that league have been our Orange County Coach of the Year. All of them, except for Nate Klitzing over at Korean Lutheran. Yeah. And he goes, God, I had my best season in the COVID year, but it got derailed, and I might have been your coach, And he's a really good dude and a heck of a coach. So yeah, it's just and as much. And I saw Cypress play a couple times this year, and man, that's I love the kids I cover. I'm an advocate for the young people that we cover. I just get off and watching, young people do great things, and for me not to see Gov, Roberts, Birdsong not playing the playoffs, that kind of hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah, we had our chance, right? We had our chance. We had a
I was
coin
at
flip,
that game,
and
I was at the game
we had
against Canyon,
yeah.
And you just couldn't handle Brandon Benjamin, and
Great play.
nobody else could. 29 points and did his thing. The guy's a special cat, and Stoff at the number 0, the guard, pretty good player. The Kim brothers can play. Tough.
To keep on that, again, it is what it is, right? This is just for discussion purposes, but we went to conferences for creating competitive equity, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was part of why we did this.
Yes, sir.
And now that, being in leagues with everybody being really good, you miss out on the playoffs.
Yeah.
So now, this has happened before, and the discussion is if a league conference could rearrange its automatic picks, CIF will just take whoever you say is first, second, and third.
Yes.
So let's say Cypress, who's your 4th place team, the conference says we're going to put them in as 3rd place because we know Canyon's going to get in as an at-large.
Yep.
So we're going to move them out of 3rd place, put them in as an at-large. Should they do that, and does that go against the integrity of what CIF's system is about?
You can do it, and they let you can send in whatever you want, like you said.
Yeah.
Now, I thought of this too. Now, this is when I thought of this last week. Trinity League, okay? From looking at the rankings, the top 8 teams, let's just say it was going to be an 8-team bracket. It's 10.
Yep.
So Jay Sarah's gonna be in that group, okay? Mater Dei's got to hope for an at-large in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm the Trinity League. I'm turning in my 6 teams. I know Jay Sarah's in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's put Mater Dei as my
Right.
number 3.
Yeah.
You go Bosco, Margarita, put Mater Dei,
Yep.
who's actually your 4th team, your 4th place / number 4 team. Put them at number 3. That way they're guaranteed.
Yeah.
They get a guaranteed
could've-
automatic qualifier. You could have.
They could have done that with Servite and Orange
And
Luther.
Olu,
They could have
too.
completely flipped
Yeah.
it and got all 6
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
in.
And I thought,
because
and I
Jay
asked
Sarah,
them, I
Santa
go, you guys
Margarita-
going to do that? And
Yeah.
they go, no, we know we can do it, but we're not going to do it.
But if we know
But they also
we,
crunched the numbers and realized Mater Dei was going to be
yeah.
Right.
a top 4
But if we
seed,
know we
and
can
they
do
were.
that, then why do we even play a conference schedule?
Right.
I mean, we're talking about strength of schedule and all this.
Yeah.
Just freelance schedule. You have your conference. Put who you want in there based on when you're looking at the rankings where everyone's going to.
Yeah.
Why even play it?
So-
why have
That's
a
a good
conference
point.
schedule?
So, what do you do? So you just go, okay, we're going to take the top, we're going to just take the best teams, open division. They're going to call it Division 1 next year. It's really not an open division. The word open division means you're taking teams from Division 2,
Oh,
Division
true,
3,
yeah,
whatever.
now it's-
Just
now
call it
the-
Division
yeah,
1.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
open is a misnomer. It's not an open division. So, and watch them change that wording next year. Because I told.
Of course.
And they should, because
Yeah.
you're absolutely right, because it's
It's
just
not, yep.
straight ranked now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, why don't we just take the top, whatever the numbers are? I didn't do really good in math, but you take the top whatever. They're all going to go in. Okay. Here's your top 16 teams or 8 teams. Then your next 32. Just take all those up to a certain level, and then the bottom 100 schools or bottom 4 divisions. Then you go ahead and apply this thing. Just get the best teams in there. Just go ahead and go for it.
Since we have so many divisions
But I don't know if
already,
that'll work.
Is there thought or talk about expanding it? I mean, 32, pump it to 64. You get an extra day of games. You get more teams in the playoffs.
Well,
Yeah.
they could have done this. Division 1, 10 of the top 52 teams didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
10 of the top 52. Last year, Division 1 had buys because they couldn't fill it.
Yes.
Right? They could take the teams that qualify with the 500 or better, right? That would be an at-large, and play them in.
Yeah.
They could do wild cards, play them into the tournament, and then these 10 teams would still have an
Yeah.
opportunity to get into the round.
Here's another weirdism. Is that a word?
It is now.
Okay.
I want to see it next week in
Here's
the paper.
your okay. It's a 10-team open division.
Okay.
Usually it's been 8, right? In the state playoffs, in the teams in the open division, this is in the bulletin. This is the law, so to speak. The top 8 teams go to the state tournament, the regional. 9 and 10 ain't gonna go. They're not gonna go in.
Right.
So you're gonna have these 2 teams that are 9 and 10 in the open division are not gonna go to the state tournament. That's 2 really good teams, and of these 10 teams in the Cal High Sports state rankings, all 10 of these in the top 13 in the state. So you're going to have a state tournament without teams. The 2 of the top 13 teams of the state are not going to be in the state tournament.
And that's subjective, right? CIF gets to choose how many
They're gonna
teams
take
they
the top-
put
top 8
in the
and
open.
they're-
But in terms of this 10-team open,
Yeah.
that was subjective. That wasn't voted upon. That was the CIF office that decided.
But it's how but when the pool play is all done,
Yeah.
you're going to have teams that are 3-0, 4-5,
Right.
whatever it is, right?
The 2 bottom ones aren't going to the
They're
state
not gonna
finals.
go
And
to
that was
state
always a
tournament. These
benefit
are
of playing in the open.
Yes,
is you automatically
got
an
a
entry
bid to the
into-
state.
Yeah.
So now, whoever these 2 teams are that are not in the top 8 when the open division playoffs is done, they're not going to go to the state tournament. There's going to be 2 of the top 13 teams in the state.
What about the old talk of a division of just private schools?
That is an idea for the courts to decide. Because they've always been talking about that, but will
Yeah.
it pass? Will somebody sue? Whatever.
Right.
It's a great thought, and I keep thinking that this is getting more and more toward divisions that'll be private school only.
We're getting
It's
there.
cr-
If you look
yeah,
at it,
yes,
it's close.
yeah,
You
it's
still
it's
can't quite
moving
do
over
it. There's
there.
a couple publics in there in the open, but
I keep
you're
wondering
getting
when
closer.
Korean Lutheran's not going to be in a public school league anymore.
I would imagine soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
yeah.
saying.
I keep wondering, when you do a releaguing meeting with the that we do every 2 years here.
Yeah,
in
it's
Orange
coming
County.
up next week.
Yeah. Are you going to, is somebody going to say, put them in with the Trinity League in some sports or something like that?
Well, we hear Pacifica Christian is coming in to Orange County area, and they want to go to the Trinity League. So maybe there's going to be some additions to the
Conference.
Trinity
That'd be
League
cool.
conference within.
Yeah,
the
I think
private side.
Coach Barikoff over there, he's got a group that can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be. I think that's doable. Get them in there.
Well, obviously a lot of good stuff. We're
You
not
take
trying to-
Servite out and put them someplace else.
No, they're a private school.
Yeah.
They gotta stay.
Yeah.
Servite loves to bang around in the Trinity League.
They do. They're into it, Because I ask them, we did no. We like where we're at, even though we go 0-10 in hoops. Yeah, we like to battle there. And Tony Davis has got hopefully he's a Servite boys basketball coach. Hopefully they're patient with him. The alumni group is, and they let him grow the program.
Yeah.
He's a good coach. Good dude.
Well, we love CIF. That's all we say. Let's jump into the boys soccer.
Yeah, man.
Check out boys soccer. Cypress in Division 6 for boys soccer.
Right.
They opened up with a number 11 seed in Downey. Again, the way it all plays out, Downey was the 13 team, but Bassett and Capo didn't get in as at-larges. So Downey bumps up to the 11 seed. They've had good teams in the past. What do we expect with the Centurions?
Well, let's see. You've got both those teams are sub 500. Okay. But I was looking at it, and Cypress has kind of struggled the last few weeks. I think they've won only one of their games in the last 5 or so, like that. And then Downey's 3-1-2 over their last 6. So, it's going to be a tough for Coach Amir and his group.
Sounds like you're not picking us.
You never know what you're going to get with high school athletics. That's what makes it so fun. You never know what you're going to get with high school kids. And as a coach and athletic guy, you guys know that. You can have a great week of practice.
Sure.
And you play like garbage. You have a bad week of practice.
Play
Kids play with their hair on fire.
Yeah,
Give you everything you want.
Well, Mark
so I
was,
don't know.
Mark was saying earlier, it's been a while since we've been in the playoffs, and so I think Coach Amir has been doing a great job, really preparing the guys.
Yeah.
But we haven't been there. We haven't been there often in boys soccer. So
Yeah, how fun.
There's going to be an adjustment as well. And do you think does that play into our favor of like the excitement of going to the playoffs, or is it a problem because we haven't experienced it?
I think it's all about a lot of it is like knowing how to coach in big games too. If you know how to get your dudes ready for it, that's why you can never like write off some coaches in some sports.
Yeah.
They know how to do it. So it's a new experience for everybody, perhaps. But all these guys are club soccer guys. They've all played in something big somewhere in their life.
Yeah.
And so they'll be ready to rock and roll. And if you got a good, the word culture is thrown around a lot, right? And the reason everybody uses it so much because it's legit. It's a legit word. I never really liked it that much, but I get it because, if you got a brotherhood thing, you got a family thing, and those guys are all for one for all, you can knock down some mountains.
Yeah.
And I think that is a lot of what it is. I mean, we're a couple hundred yards away from where John Weber's got his baseball guys going. He's got a really good team this year.
He should. He'll tell you they're okay. Plays it down.
I don't listen to Coach Weber. But
Nobody does.
John's got a really good group, and I'm working on the county baseball preseason stuff right now. And yeah, everybody loves his group, and he likes his team. But he's such a nitpicker.
Sure.
They could win 7-1. That one run will flip him out.
Oh yeah.
A guy didn't cover over here. That was a bunt. That's the worst bunt I've ever seen in my 80 years of doing this, or something like that. When I played for Don Sned at Santa Ana College, Steve, I got to hear this story.
Yeah. Coach Sned.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Don's roll.
Yeah. I know. I know that one. So anyway, but that's all these CIF playoff things are fun. It's a grand opportunity for all the young people who go in it, and you know, are we ever going to figure out a perfect way to do Southern Section playoffs?
No.
The section's too big.
Yeah.
Well, I think it still shows how important it is, how important the CIF playoffs are, right?
Yeah.
How disappointed we are in boys basketball to not get there.
Yeah.
Means all that work that they put in the off season that goes into the season, it's for that, right? They're trying to reach that goal. It's still a really, really important goal to make every year.
Yep, I agree.
Well, let's assume Cypress gets around their first round game. They could see JW North, the number 6 team, or Wilson, Hacienda Heights. Know anything about them, their leagues, anything?
No. I'm so Orange County centric.
Yeah.
You know how your grocery cart wheels, like if you go past that yellow line, your wheels lock. My car wheels do that when I go north of La Habra. Yeah. So I'm pretty La Habra to San Clemente.
JW North, big school though.
Oh yeah,
right?
out
I
in
mean,
Riverside,
so
fantastic.
they're
And Hacienda Heights
pretty
Wilson,
strong.
right?
Yeah.
Always good. And both those schools are good in a lot of sports. You know, they got athletes over there. But this school's like that too. You got a lot of good athletes in this place, you know. I mean, you know, football had a rough year, but you know, 3 or 4 years of some wonderful football here. You know,
for sure.
Basketball is always rolling. You know, baseball's always rolling. You know, Cypress has got a good little community here.
Yeah.
You guys got a good thing.
For sure. Well, we've come to the point for some fast action. You've done this.
What you
You're a
got?
pro at these things.
Am
Don't
I?
overthink it. Yeah. I
fine.
mean, you're an old school guy, so I thought we'd take a look back.
More old than school.
Yeah. All right. Favorite candy bar when you were growing up?
Snickers is still the best candy bar.
Snickers. Wow.
Yeah, it's not even close. I don't even know why people bring that up.
Favorite sports idol?
As a kid growing up, Jerry West was my guy.
Jerry West.
But you know, that was my basketball hero growing up. And then you know, I saw this guy named Pete Maravich play, and I thought, oh my golly, if I can learn to do some of that Maravich stuff. I remember when he passed away, and then I played later that week at Chapman, and you know, I'm doing this for pistol. So I was trying to do some pistol stuff. Pulled off a couple of them, but not too much of it, you know. And then as a baseball guy, Jim Fregosi, the Angels shortstop, was my guy. Yeah. And then football, Roman Gabriel was the dude. And I had a lot of them. And watching Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar play was pretty cool. Watched those 11 o'clock UCLA games on KTLA with Dick Enberg on the call.
Nice.
Those were pretty. Those
Just
were
skip
pretty
the
good.
next question then, Russ.
Now I got to throw it out there anyways.
What's up?
Better dynasty, UCLA under Wooden or Nick Saban in Alabama?
UCLA. Is Alabama even in the United States?
Bell bottoms or tie-dye?
Wow, I'm not that old. You know, I don't. I think.
Come on
I think
now, you
somebody
know,
bought me a.
You look like a bell bottom guy to me.
I did. I for sure I did in high school. You know, for sure. But the tie dye thing was kind of smelled to me. You know, like tie dye people smell funny.
Atari or Nintendo?
I never really played that.
Either?
No, never did. My son did. I never played. Like there was an Intellivision game which I think Sears made or Mattel made or something.
Yeah.
So I might have messed around with that. But I was basically outside doing stuff.
Brady Bunch, Partridge Family.
Never really liked either show.
Really?
Nope, didn't
No
like
Brady
them.
Bunch?
Nope, no, didn't like. Thought they're stupid.
So you Snickers, but we'll go with 2 others: Bottle Caps or Laffy Taffy.
I know bottle caps kind of fizzed in your mouth, so I probably dug that. But I didn't. But I didn't do too much of that stuff.
Favorite sports quote of all time?
Mine. It's how you play the day you play.
How you play the day you play.
Yeah.
I
That's.
like that.
I think I came up with that myself. But I think that's what it is. It's how you play the day you play.
Yours?
Well, I'm going to go with Mr. Fryers right there. I like that.
Yeah. That's what I always tell. You know, it's how you play the day you play, and that's all that
Do you
matters.
believe in miracles?
Yeah, that was great. You know, Al
It's the
Michaels, who I got
best.
to meet a couple times in the '80s. He's a really cool dude.
That's awesome.
You
Well,
know,
hey,
when you're at the best, one of the best. I just mentioned this because I hadn't thought of it in a while. One of the best sports events I ever went to wasn't really a sporting event. It was a light beer commercial reunion dinner.
oh boy.
All the guys were there. Everybody was there, man. That was somebody had mentioned the light beer commercial. I go, yeah, I went to this dinner, and everybody was cool. The only guy who wasn't cool was John Madden. I think because I interrupted him during something. It was hilarious. I had
Didn't
some fun.
everybody like him? Seemed like it.
He was not. I think it was my fault. Like I was
surface
probably,
Maybe.
you know, I was probably like my table had no more refreshments, and so I probably took one off of his table.
Well, that'll
Don't
do.
steal his food or drink.
No, he was really smart guy, but that was a fun one.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks again to Steve Fryer for being here today. Thanks to our sponsors, Destination Jiu-Jitsu Coach's Corner. Get out and support those businesses for them supporting us. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next week.